Hi there, this is Maureen. I am a wife, a mom, a music teacher. There has been an awful lot going on in the last month. Truthfully, there's been a lot going on for the last few months. I haven't vlogged or posted anything. In fact, I kind of disappeared from social media for a while. To start off, this week has been rough so far. I am coming off of a week-long battle against COVID. I came down with it the Wednesday before last, and then I didn't know I had it though. I didn't know I had it. I only had a headache, just a nasty sinus headache, which I get sinus headaches all the time. And so it's the only reason I was still at school. I lost my sense of taste and smell Thursday and went and got tested. I was out Friday through all of last week. And so I was back at it, hit the ground running yesterday. And, you know, when I showed up to school on Monday, it didn't necessarily feel that bad. In fact, I thought I was gonna be a little bit more anxious walking in the door than I was, because trust me, beginning of this year, I was walking in the door in a tizzy already. But I walked in the door pretty calm and collected. I knew it was gonna be a long day. It was my longest teaching day. I go pretty much all day. I have like little passing breaks between class times, but the last class of the day, I have about 10 minutes from the time that class ends until I have to be out at bus duty. That's not every day. That is not every day. It is every several days. There's a lot of days in between. And our schedule is just so inconsistent this year. So, yesterday was crazy. I didn't have a chance really to catch my breath. And I also had my choir, who is entirely on Google Classroom and Zoom right now. We had our little session. And so I battled my way through that. And I lived. I got home, ate dinner. I wanted to pass out but couldn't because the girls were still awake. So I eventually, they got to bed. I'm not even sure who got them to bed. It's all a blur. I know I helped in some capacity, but it was all a blur. And yesterday, I forgot to write so much stuff down. I have to write down about a bajillion things every day. But yesterday, I forgot to write down so many things. I was trying to teach, and I kept having to pause for several seconds in order to complete my sentences. I'm sure the kids were like, what is wrong with her? So the brain fog is real. It is really real. Other than the brain fog, I am just exceptionally tired. I've been hearing stories from other people that the fatigue lasts a long time. It may not be as intense for that entire time, but it lasts a long time. Even people who went down with it months ago are still just exceptionally tired. And not just because it's winter time. And here I am, this is all just a mess. Like, I couldn't have happened at a crazier time, because record keeping right now is insane. It is insane. I know that homeroom K-5 teachers, gen ed teachers, whatever you want to call them, no one knows what to call them. No one knows what to call us. But homeroom teachers have a lot to keep track of throughout the day. I know, because they spend so much more time with the kids and they teach them more subjects than we specialists do. But y'all, I have 25 sections that I see throughout our rotation. I don't see 25 sections every day, but I have to keep records of 25 sections worth of kids and try to learn 25 sections worth of names. It's not so bad when you've been in the building for a while. Like, this is my 12th year in this building. I'm pretty much part of the old guard, I guess, now. That's weird to say. I never would have thought I would have been an old guard, but I am. And, you know, we rely so much year to year on already knowing our kids. That's great, but the record keeping is a royal pain, and this year has heightened that so much. Here's what I mean. I generally would keep track of just our, basic attendance from class to class, because every now and then I would have kiddos that just tended to miss specials time a lot for various reasons, or they were just sick a lot and gone all the time. And so even this year, I'm still trying to keep up with that, just marking down which kids are gone and marking down which kids did an excellent job in class and which kids, caused a behavior issue. I don't have a ton of it, but it's good to mark it down so I can remember when it comes time for report cards. A joy, always a joy. This year as well, we also have to keep track of our seating charts. Not a huge deal. I was the queen of seating charts. Never had an issue with them. Loved doing seating charts, in fact. But 25 sections, and I have to keep my seating charts exactly the same, or as close to the same as the homeroom teachers. Wouldn't think that'd be such a big deal. They could just hand you a copy, right? And you could just go off of that. But no. What we're finding is the setup of spaces in my room, because I have spots for the kids to sit on. The setup is sometimes completely different. I have an extra row sideways, like from side to side. I have not as many rows front to back, or, you name it. That's what happens. And I don't know about anybody else, but I definitely do not feel like ripping up. So we have to make it work as best we can. But that means every time the homeroom teacher changes their seating chart, even if it's a tiny change, we have to change it in here. And we have to keep record of it for 2 weeks. The state of my record keeping folder right now is madness. See all these papers that are sticking out, like not behind the dividers? Those are seating charts that have changed within the last 2 weeks, because I was out for a week and a half. Whatever changes were like 2 days before I got sick, before I had to be gone. They're still in here. It's insanity. Insanity. I can't keep up with it. I just can't. I can't keep up with it. I'm trying, but I can't. And I'm sorry that I say I can't, because I don't like saying that I can't, but I can't, and I'm not. Like, I'm just not. I'm not figuring it out. And then it's also recorder time. And so I'm getting notes upon notes, which it's great. It's fine. I love recorder time. Right? I love recorder time. No, it's really important. I do it because it's good for the kids. It's good for the kids. And it's part of our district curriculum. Enough of that. But that means I have to manage and keep records of which kids need to get recorders, which kids already have recorders, because of course we can't just keep them all in a bin this year. Not that we did a ton of that before, but I would have class bins. I still had to keep record of who needs one, who already has one, but it was a little more, it was a little more manageable because I wasn't having to stay on top of 25 seating charts every day. So that's my vent for today, because it never ends. It's like dishes. It's like the laundry. It never ends. There's never a point at which you can step back from it and go, it's all sorted. It's all sorted. I have not had any of those moments. Not with the dishes, not with the laundry, not with my seating charts, and not with recorder notes for months now. I don't know if I'm ever going to be on top of it, to be honest. So anyways, that is my rant for today. I just need to get that off my chest because it's not helpful to complain to the homeroom teachers because it's not their fault. I mean, it's like this much their fault, but it's not their fault. It really isn't, because their little slice of the world, it's just one thing. But the thing is, my little slice of the world is a bunch of slices off of everyone else's world. And those slices sometimes don't jive. Or those slices can be really overwhelming because there's so many of them. And there's just a lot of things with organization that I don't want to let go of. I just don't want to let go of them because they make me feel good when I do them. But yet, I am up against a wall in terms of what I can accomplish reasonably in a day, in a week of school. The reason I keep coming back every year, the reason that I've continued to keep coming in these last 3 years, that have really challenged my resolve and have really challenged my desire to come back, because I love the kids, because I love teaching music when I am inside this room. When I am inside this classroom and we are vibing, and when we are accomplishing things, and I love that part of my job, and that's most of my day. To be perfectly honest, that is most of my day. I just do it so many times through the day, and I do it with so many different groups throughout a week that it's overwhelming. It's very overwhelming. I don't want to feel this way. I want to fix this problem. That's what I've got to figure out. I've got to figure out what is my why, and how am I going to make the rest of the bothersome parts of my job not matter. I'm not miserable when the kids are in here, for the most part. I love that part of my job, and I don't want to give that up. I want to think that I'm pretty decent at it, but this part of my job is just miserable. Everybody has a part of their job that's miserable. I understand that. And that doesn't make it any less miserable, though. Admitting that to yourself doesn't make it any less miserable. You have to weigh it. You have to weigh it every day. Maybe I will get better at drawing some good boundaries, because I stink at boundaries too. Stink at it. You would think I'd be better at it. And I've been trying really hard the last 3 years to work on my boundaries, because I want to be a better mom than I have been, that I was, because I was doing a decent job, I guess. With my oldest, I felt like I was giving her as much time and attention as I could. Another one comes along, and now I have to find double that amount of time. to still be decent at doing this mom thing. So that's been a balancing act for the last 3 years, and I've had to, out of necessity, start giving myself some clear boundaries. I have to keep working on it. I have to keep reminding myself that it's for the love of the kids, and this miserable part right here, it's not gonna matter. I can't do it. I can't do it. Eventually I maybe will, so that this part right here can be what it's supposed to be. That made me feel better. But if you are a parent, a spouse, a teacher right now, I want you to know that you have to be kind to each other. Thank you for watching. Thank you for, sitting through my crazy rant. And if you were able to see my crazy and not judge me negatively for it, thank you. If you looked at my little slice of crazy and thought she's just being crazy, then this isn't the place for you. I want to remind all of you spouses, parents, teachers, that we aren't alone in feeling overwhelmed right now. You're allowed to feel the feelings that you're feeling. You're allowed to be frustrated. You're allowed to have issues with the things that are happening at the decisions of other people. You're allowed to fall apart. Trust me, I'm falling apart all the time. I think trying to bounce back from COVID right now, it's put a lot of things into perspective. I had a whole week of just feeling like crap. And that provided, whenever my brain was clear enough to think, it provided some think time. So if you ever feel like you need to get those thoughts out of your head, I will be so glad to be an ear. I would be so glad to be a reader. Take care of yourselves. Take care of your families first. Take care of your mental health first. And our jobs will still be there. Still be there. It may not be pretty, but they'll still be there. And what matters right now is family and health. Later this week, I would like to try to remember to do another vlog installment. No promises, but I look forward to that. If you like hearing about the struggles of another normal, average person, feel free to follow this page, follow my channel. Take care, stay well. Bye.